Sports Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Out of the gun, rolls out to his right, tries to find his receiver. Intercepted down the sideline. Intercepted Jack Jones, and he walks in. Back-to-back plays for the defense.
Maybe just the mistakes offensively. Our defense played a good game. Just two mistakes that gave them 2 touchdowns. They backed up in their red zone. Can't do that, especially when defense is playing like they're playing. I just got to be better in that sense and not making those mistakes.
The level of concern is high because, Ease, you and I both noticed this organization isn't judged the way the rest of the organizations are. It's been dominant ever since drafting Patrick Mahomes and him starting in his second year.
3 receivers spread to the left. Lamar takes the snap in the shotgun. Steps up, pocket collapsing. Now he runs to the left, extending, fires end zone. Touchdown, Nelson Aguilar.
Ferguson the snap. The hold down by Bailey. The kick is up. It's good. And the Miami Dolphins defeat the Dallas Cowboys 22-20 here at Hard Rock Stadium.
Takes the snap, pocket collapsing, has to roll out to his right to buy time. Looking downfield, he's got Gabe Davis over the shoulder, caught at the 15, and he drives his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Wow!
Really my whole life, I've always had the greatest confidence in myself to just be able to go out there and, do what I'm capable of doing. I have a great support system around me, and obviously the team believes in me, the coaches here believe in me, so it just ultimately makes my job easier.
Great year by them, one of the best years in 30 years or so, and they do a great job on offense. They use option game like we do. They've got stable of backs, got an excellent receiver, a very good tight end that they use. Those are one of the 2 main guys in the pass game. Defensively, unique part of this was, Coach Odom was at Arkansas last year. Look back at those Arkansas games, full prep, and you can see some things carry over to what they're doing this year. They're a dangerous team.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. It is the Tuesday after Christmas show. Steve Webster, along with 3 other guys that are probably, we've 4 of 7 that are in the building today? Roughly. Well, people taking advantage of their holiday days off. Okay, on the show, it is a holiday version of Sports Day. That means we will welcome in world-famous Cajun chef, Hall of Fame coach Lyles Lashley, and sports writer, basketball coach, and football official Mike Marzoff. I think we're going to talk about some sports today. We'll see.
Never know with the funky bunch.
Well, the funky bunch. I like that. That's good stuff. Okay. Let's get to the sounds of the long, extended weekend, and we'll start with a call on KRLV. Jack Jones picks up Patrick Mahomes, returns at 33 yards for the TD. That's the best on-target throw that Mahomes has had in the last month or so. Hit him right in stride in the numbers. He brought it back for a touchdown. They went for 2, and the Raiders beat the Chiefs by the score of 20-14. Patrick Mahomes was 27 of 44 for 235 yards. You know what his completion percentage was for balls thrown behind the line of scrimmage? 15 of 16, Aaron.
That's
15 of 16 behind the line of scrimmage.
That makes it a lot worse throwing in front of the line of scrimmage there.
Well, that's what you want to do. You go downfield. So he also got sacked 4 times, had that pick 6. And then they were going to run him off tackle, right? When Pacheco gets the ball and hands it, and Mahomes was going to turn the corner and go up the field. That was the strangest play I've ever seen.
I just don't. It sucks because we obviously didn't get to see it actually be executed, but I have no idea what the thought process was. I don't know if you hand it off to Mahomes and then he throws it, because if Mahomes gets the ball there, my thought isn't at all that he's going to tuck it and run. I'm still going to be as a defender, I'd still be expecting the pass. And the sloppy and kind of encapsulates everything we've been seeing from the Chiefs, trying to get cute and creative because maybe they don't have the hogs there, and doing that inside the Raiders' 10-yard line, just not a spot on the field where you can really afford to take that kind of a risk and lose. And the Chiefs lost big.
I think in all fairness, the play before that worked for the touchdown. Great play at what they said that came out of Chicago just a few weeks ago, where you do have the option of throwing back to the quarterback, get everybody crashing down. Well, he kept it, ran it in. It was cute. It worked. You got some momentum.
This was read option.
That's something we've seen before.
This was
that's
read
just
option.
A reverse with a little bit of a stretch on it because you have the quarterback as one of the reversers. having a direct, like a wildcat read option where the quarterback is the
Option
handoff
back.
app, like that, I don't know what the thought process is. And obviously Andy Reid, he's a great mind, so I kind of want to see what it was there, and I doubt we do, because as horrifically as that went, I doubt Andy wants to roll
Why do
it
we
back
count
out.
passing yards when they're thrown in the backfield?
I get the long ones. I don't like this new one where you flip the ball and they say that's a pass.
The shovel pass sometimes is where, like, you should have to hold on to the ball for a certain amount of time before a shovel pass counts, because like when a quarterback rolls out, like we've seen some great one. I feel like Brett Favre had a couple of really nice like flick of the wrist ones.
15
getting it
to
out there,
16 behind the line of scrimmage. No wonder his passing efficient. Who's the Chiefs' backup quarterback?
Oh, because it's the Missouri product. Blaine Gabbert.
Yes. The Chiefs would have won yesterday if Blaine Gabbert would have started.
Hot take.
I'll let you say that one.
They need to bench him next week. He stinks.
I'm making a battle of the backups.
No one else. It's everybody else's fault except Patrick Mahomes. No, I love the guy. Look what he's done. He's on cereal boxes and stuff.
It does suck.
He is not playing very good.
Chiefs defense only allows 20 points. Can you imagine?
They did not complete a pass after the first quarter. The Raiders.
And they won a football
and
game.
they won
against
in
top-notch
Chiefs
in
punter
2023. It's just
the Chiefs punter completed more passes than the
maybe
Raiders.
the Chiefs should try the old because back in the day, like punting was actually like an offensive weapon. You know, like you punt it, force them down to the 2. And then they can't get anywhere. They have to punt to you. Maybe you get at the 40
Blaine
and kick a
Gabbert,
field
man.
goal.
Blaine Gabbert.
I'll go back to Jack Jones. You know how Jordan, it was so impressive he could make free throws with his eyes closed. Jack Jones is running towards the end zone, mean mugging Patrick Mahomes the whole time. That was impressive. Even more impressive, the fake handoff to the kid in the stands.
Yeah.
That kid is going to hate the Raiders for the rest of his life. I love it.
Then we get people show up in Raiders shirts today. Really?
Yeah, no
Every
pace.
4 years you got to wear that shirt. Okay. Chiefs now 9-6. Ryan Clark thinks it's maybe time to hit the panic button. I have. Yeah, let's get Gabbert in there. Let's start him. Okay, Chiefs return for their regular season home finale. New Year's Eve when the Joe Burrow-less Bengals are in town to face the Patrick Mahomes-less Kansas City Chiefs. 3:25 kickoff.
Are they getting kicked out of Arrowhead now? They're Mahomeless, or what's the?
Hesh just pointed out Dr. Doom is, I think, the only one that had 6 losses, and they might even exceed that.
Do we praise someone who hopes for mediocrity and bad things to happen to things?
I think he's just being realistic. He knew.
I think he's going to be wrong.
But they already got, they might lose 7.
Well, they might. I was going to say, and it's not like the Chargers played the Bills very close, even though they're without the starting quarterback Justin Herbert. Easton Stick was able to keep them 24-22 over the weekend.
Call on WBAL. WBAL. Nelson Aguilar catches a 6-yard touchdown pass from Lamar Jackson. And the 49ers go on to win or lose 33-19 to Baltimore. 4 interceptions from Brock Purdy. So his MVP status is out. Lamar Jackson, he looked like Patrick Mahomes yesterday. He'd break pocket, he'd break contain, and instead of just putting, as you said this morning, eyes on the ground, he's looking for a receiver to throw to. Man, they looked good yesterday, 12-3. So Baltimore back in action next Sunday as they will take on the Dolphins. We'll have that game for you here on KVGB starting at noon.
You're talking about looking downfield. They had this stat during the Kansas City game. Chiefs has long been first at 20-plus yard touchdowns, 27th in the league. So, yeah, you're talking about throwing behind the line.
Pass efficiency, 15-16.
Well, think about a couple of those at least. They would have a couple more if Travis Kelce's could come down in the end zone with a pass that hit him in the hands.
Oh, and let's go to that. It looks like they're imploding. I mean, what is it, throwing your helmet on the ground again, Travis Kelce?
And that's one.
What did Sweetie to say?
It'd be one thing if he was just declining on the field because he's 34. We knew it was going to happen at some point. Like, you knew he wasn't going to be able to be a vertical explosive threat forever. But losing your temper on the side, like you're 34-year-old man.
Did he throw his helmet before the fake punt?
They were saying he was worried it wasn't going to be a first down, so it was like there was some frustration there. So I don't understand the timeline. I do like that Andy Reid put a halt to somebody giving back the helmet.
Did you see him shoulder checking too? Andy Reid showed his sturdiness there.
And just before that, I was actually thinking Kelsey's finally showing some fire. He was trucking dudes a couple times, back-to-back plays, and then he pulls that, and it's kind of, oh, yeah.
Oh, the Dolphins won. Jason Sanders, a very exciting game. How many field goals did he have? 5?
I think so, something like that.
22-20 to beat the Cowboys. So the Dolphins now 11-4.
They're sitting at a pretty fun spot in the season because next week they play the Ravens, and then the Bills and the Dolphins end the 2023 season against each other. That game could decide the AFC East because this week the Bills matching up with the Patriots. Got to think they could be able to get their winner of that game in Week 18. It could be the champion of the AFC East. Bills, after a rocky season, still have a chance to clinch an AFC East title.
I missed this game, so I just wanted to see what a big play looked like. The WGR Josh Allen got Gabe Davis downfield, 57-yard touchdown connection. Bills beat the Chargers 24-22. So
Gabe Davis knows when he's in the spotlight. Man, like he'll not put up a whole lot for a lot of games and just kind of be a fine number 3, number 2 option for Buffalo, something like that. Gets a Christmas Day game and goes off 4 catches, 130 yards.
I'll say that Bill score, it's not like they were ahead the whole game and just held it. It was a last-second field goal. So
I guess the Chiefs going to pick a year to be bad. They ought to. This is a good year to do it.
I was going to say, there's a lot of good teams. If you're going to have a down year, make it when there's a lot of teams that could knock you off anyway.
Yeah. Ravens number 1 seed. Okay, they've clinched. Dolphins clinched. Chiefs, they missed a chance to clinch. Certainly, they. You know that the national guys don't have much faith in. And the Raiders still in a race to win the AFC West. Well, that would mean they'd have to win their last 2 games, and the Chiefs would have to lose their last 2. That's kind of out there. Well, maybe not. And the Broncos still have hope.
I will say with this new coach that Las Vegas has, look out. Puts up all the points in his debut, and then he shuts down Kansas City.
And the question is, will they bring him back as after an interim? Because they let Rick Bisaccia walk after leading the team very well.
Is that a big plus that you beat the Chiefs?
I think so for the Raiders. I mean, especially in Arrowhead, you got to wear the Browns.
Joe Flacco, man, woo! They're in as a wild card. Bills likely to be the AFC wild card team that no division winner wants to face. Well, the Chiefs don't want to face anyone, and the Colts are in right now.
Shane Steichen doing an incredible job in Indianapolis. The Indianapolis Colts head coach.
Is that who it is?
It's Shane Steichen. Oh. He was the Eagles offensive coordinator last year, got the job. And after Anthony Richardson went down, I was kind of thinking it was going to be a wash on the season for Indianapolis. But Gardner Minshew's been playing pretty well, and they've got some dudes to making things happen. I don't think they're a deep postseason threat, but if they can make the wild card, I think that'd be a great step in year 1 for Steichen.
Avery Johnson on how he is prepared to be the starting quarterback pretty much all his life. He'll start Thursday in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. We'll have that game for you. Part of game 2 of 3 games here on KVGB.
Did you see the trophy? It's got 2 strawberry Pop-Tarts coming out of the top, like coming out of a football on top.
Frosting?
Huh. I do think it has the frosting.
Yeah.
Good for them.
My question is it a toaster? Like, is it a built-in toaster, or is it just a slot for Pop-Tarts? You know, like, can you toast the Pop-Tarts in the trophy or not?
I didn't think of that.
That's so something crossed my mind.
This thing's going to go in somebody's trophy case. Do you keep Pop-Tarts in it so everybody knows what the shtick was? This is going to be this.
You got to think they probably preserve pretty well.
I would say so.
I mean, they're tasty, but I just don't imagine they wear very much, especially in an isolated condition like that.
Bowl season continues tonight. KU and UNLV. Lance Leipold talking about getting ready to play a UNLV team that's been very good on offense. Defensively, they're not that good. And let's see, Arkansas's coach was the defensive coordinator last year.
Arkansas's defensive coordinator is the head coach of UNLV this year. Yeah,
well, I'll take that. I mean,
absolutely.
I think KU didn't win last year. They got beat like 57-52 or something like that.
But Jalen Daniels set records for the Liberty Bowl in passing yards and touchdowns, I believe. So I mean, it's Bean this year, but he's been playing very well, and it'd be an incredible send-off for Jason Bean if this is his final game with KU.
Okay, bowl standings, bowl pick'em update.
We have not had the chance to get them updated yet.
Okay.
I looked last night. There was a new leader at 9.
You're still, I mean, you're in the contention to win the whole thing.
Yeah, one guy at 9, and it's not a real name, so it's hard to say. Then a few 8s, and then there's a bunch of 7s, of which I am part.
Look at you. That trophy right there could be coming to you. Okay. Anything else, wise one?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Am I the wise one?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
At first I thought you were talking to Hesher.
He is a wise one.
I'll throw this one out. We were talking about the new Dodgers signee the other day. I did not know at the time he's not throwing a pitch in Major League Baseball. So you signed that big of a contract with 0 experience.
He's refused, and we'll get more from Lawrence Lashley. He's refused to be drafted by the Ellenwood Slammers. He'll be the number 1 pick, whoever wants to drop down that many. Okay, as the holiday edition of Sports Day, let the, what did you call it earlier?
Funky Bunch.
Funky Bunch. Yeah, Sports Day rolling on after this.
You don't have to be a pro to capture memories this holiday season. At Nextech Wireless, get the latest phones to share those precious moments. For a limited time, get the new iPhone 15 or Samsung Galaxy S23 on us. Nextech Wireless, home on the range.
I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Get started with a career in healthcare through Barton Community College's Pharmacy Technician program. Gain the skills you need to assist pharmacists with the day-to-day demands of a pharmacy. Classes are 100% online and include real-world experiences at a pharmacy near you. Join this essential field in as little as 2 semesters with the flexibility of online classes. Now enrolling. Learn more at pharmtech.bartoncccc.edu.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Amy Herrera, Regional Retail Manager for your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many people navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people. I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you how we're committed to serving you and our communities. At Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back, Sports Day here on KVGB. Show brought to you by Equity Bank. More than 40 locations throughout Kansas, including Great Bend, Larned, Maxville, and St. John. Go to equitybank.com. And Advanced Therapy and Sports Medicine. Get your life back in the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. It's a holiday season. Ho, ho, ho.
Holiday season. Ho, ho, homeless just walked in.
I'm like Bobby Knight. I wait till tip-off to show up, man. I don't come out before that pregame stuff.
What is
Joining
that?
us on the show, world-famous Cajun chef, Hall of Fame coach Lyles Lashley, and sports writer, basketball coach, and football official Mike Marzoff in on the show. Mike Horson's still here, and our legendary Mike Hesher.
Mikes are winning, man. It's not even close.
That is right. Wow, 3 Mikes on the show, and a Lyles.
Which you only hear in, I guess,
Do people think your
Louisiana.
first name's your last name?
All the time.
What's that S?
But they think I'm singular. There's a whole lot of me, so I'm plural.
I said, I never heard of a Lyle's till everyone here was just Lyle, but now it's hard for me to say Lyle.
Lyle the
your
crocodile.
stinking name so much that Lyle sounds odd to me now.
Good holiday, boys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What's your favorite gift?
Snow? Well, not really, but they made it pretty. Made my wife happy. My wife happy. I'm usually happy.
What do people wish for White Christmas?
I don't know. She
because
likes
you
snow.
forget what comes with White Christmas. Blowing wind from the north.
Mm-hmm. Ice
Trying
melt.
to cook steaks in
Shovel.
a snowstorm at 8:30 last night.
How'd that treat you?
Well, no one else came out. I thought they were going to boil the lobster in the propane heater outside, but no, they moved that inside, so my whole house smells like lobster today.
And what's wrong with that?
You are talking to the seafood guy.
I mean, what kind of money are you making around here? Steak and lobster?
The kids brought it over, so
Side
it
by
wasn't.
side, you made brisket the other night? I mean,
Listen, they decided to bring their own stuff when I told them we're having bologna spread.
nothing wrong with bologna
No,
either.
no, bologna spread's good. Oh, you'd have been proud of those steaks last night. I had to put it in. You have the hot coals on one side, leave the other side open,
at you
but
go.
then come up with the heat coming from so I was able to, even though with charcoal, you got to worry about the temperature varying.
How do you like your steak?
Medium.
Communism.
Medium to medium.
Communist.
Medium to medium rare.
I can live with that. Medium above communist.
So did you sear them first on the hot side before you moved them over?
Oh
to the
yeah,
other
I had a
side?
good bunch of coals there. Did
Good.
that. Had the bacon in there.
Who's bacon even? Look at
Yeah.
you go.
How about you, Corson? How do you like yours?
This will probably surprise you. If there's pink, it's going back.
Oh, gosh.
I like a
the
little
rest of my
char.
family. That's the rest of my family. So when theirs are about done, I put mine on.
Now I can do the hamburger deal. That's okay.
Oh, I can do a hamburger.
I don't
cook,
like
yeah.
the bloody steak doesn't work.
It's not really blood.
It's juicy.
It's red.
It's a placebo.
Plus the wife likes hers a little bit
Burnt?
well cooked. Yeah.
Shoe leather?
So I took requests last night and everything. I had on Saturday night. I am not a deer fan. I'm not because if it tastes like beef, then I'd just rather have beef. How about those deer steaks from
Oh, the
Tyra
venison?
said he even brought
Oh, my
he
God.
even brought the horns and the head to show
We didn't
where
need
it
that.
came from.
Aaron Beck makes the best deer steak.
I will put what I just had Saturday against
Bring it back
anybody.
in, okay? If he wants to put some on there, that'd be fine.
Oh, I will take his against whoever you have.
Oh,
Tyra said no.
man.
No.
That's a challenge right there. We'll have this.
We have to be judges.
I would have taken, except Mike Myrick had those big brontosaurus steaks and everything that took up half the. So I probably would have taken a little bit more of that. So I took venison or whatever deer meat on my salad, and that was really good. This was
you healthy guy.
It tastes well. No, then I got to the brontosaurus after I got done with my with the salad.
When we were on the way out, I asked Ty if he said, take whatever you want. So I took a big old chunk home.
He take it back to the homeless cat.
It was good.
I don't know. It was pretty rainy and cold and dark when he came back. I don't.
It was.
If the car would have
It
broke
wasn't
down, you would
that
have
late, really.
and you would have gone for help. You'd have had
We had a
you
ride
had
with us. We just sent them out.
You'd had a piece of deer meat in your pocket, and there's a lot of coyotes out right now. You may have got attacked. I wasn't leaving the thing. So anyway, how's it been, guys? Guys, it's been a while.
I can talk since last time I was on the show.
That is true.
How about that?
He didn't sound like the old 90-year-old Paul Mall girl. Now he's just the Marlboro man.
We could hear him better on the radio during football season. It wasn't. No, you sound
amazing.
good.
I remember the first time at a track meet, I was walking across the field, and we was up at Mankato, and I was about in the middle of the field, and there was somebody in the stands I had to holler at, and I hollered at them, and they heard me. It's like, wow, people can hear me again.
So that means your kids are probably more zoned in on hearing your coaching instructions.
Yeah, it's easier to ignore.
Thoughts on the sports weekend? Where do you want to go?
Today, matter of fact, the bowl game is just about to start. Did you guys see this with Minnesota? So their first two quarterbacks opted out. They went wherever, transfer portal, whatever. The third string guy said, I'm not playing. because you have to give me $30,000 in our money, and I'll play. And they gave it to him.
No. It's an NLI or
NIL, whatever.
Yeah, that's not name, image, and likeness.
So
That's
they had
pay me or I don't play.
They gave him $30,000.
Who's they? Is
Minnesota.
the question. Minnesota can't do that.
Well, somebody did.
Oh, yeah, the consortium, sure. Comes out of that. It's not come from the athletic department.
Yeah, they got the email lists up. Hey, Joey says he's not going to play.
Then don't make it public. I mean, come on.
That's our topic today. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and get into bowl season,
Bowl
NIL,
season.
and all of this, and see what old grumpy guys think and what our insider, Mike Corson, has to say about it as well.
7 right already, huh?
Yeah, he's right on it. Where'd you get those numbers at?
Well, it's not rocket science that Vegas does have lines on every game. I don't even know half those schools.
There you go. Using your resources, right?
But you can't go 100%. They'll burn you sometimes.
I don't think
You
I
gotta
know
know
which
which
ones
ones to
lines anymore for anything.
Got 7 wins.
But
Yeah,
you've got to check them every day. I changed like 4 games over the weekend when you just look in there and see who's playing and who's not. Obviously,
Y'all
it didn't
on
work well
TV?
for me.
Are y'all on TV? Is that what that is? What is that?
Yeah, we got the big camera back there, but then we got close-ups of these two
well,
spots.
Yeah, you two. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're live, Marzoff.
I mean, they put a homeless guy on here.
Absolutely.
Sports Day goes on after this.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Extend the life of your equipment with the best warranty program and risk management tool in the agriculture industry. The Cenex Total Protection Plan covers new and used equipment. Receive up to 10 years or 10,000 hours of engine coverage when you use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster premium diesel fuel and synthetic lubricants. With no deductible, the Cenex Total Protection Plan provides unmatched coverage to give you the power you need to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor today.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
They don't have the play-by-play on it. Yeah, Eastern Michigan player punches South Alabama player, sparking a brawl at bowl time. Who says these bowl games don't mean anything?
That was the post-game celebration. The game was over, and he came back on the field. Yeah.
They do the thing where they're pumping up the crowd and kind of saying thanks and goodbye, and then blindsided.
Well, he wasn't very smart because he came on the field by himself.
Yeah.
Oh, he got picked up in a heartbeat.
Well, if you're going to do that, you got to throw a punch and get out of there. You got to have an escape route.
So check
and you only want to be a fifth-year senior that's gone through COVID and even use your COVID time up because you ain't going to play again.
They've had an eighth-year guy playing this bowl season.
So I believe the kid says there's more to his character than this incident. It's a lot of character to run out on the field, smoke a dude from the back, and then get pounded.
Pretty much don't matter what you've done before, does it?
On camera, yeah. We all
You
saw
could be going
it.
down to the soup kitchen every weekend working, but it don't matter after you do that. Man.
Okay, here we are. I've used the Sergeant Schultz analogy for college football this year because I think it's been a great year. It's been a great year to watch football during the regular season, as long as I don't get into guys making $3.1 million. They've never played it down at a school, while Brock Purdy maybe showed that he was being paid what he should yesterday, but $800,000 a year. Whew, where's it stop, Lyles? You going to start paying kids to run out for Cross country?
That probably won't happen. I just say the whole thing is just crazy. I mean, first of all, the bowl season, I honestly think next year will be the last year we'll have all these bowls. I think they'll have the playoffs, and then whoever, especially if you're in the so-called Power 5 conferences we have right now, if they don't make the playoffs, I mean, every one of those kids are going to hit the portal. I mean, so why play bowl game? I mean, just why play them? And just I think you're going to have 25 people in the crowd watching these games. Who's going to go travel to see them? I think we'll probably see next year the last of the bowls.
So correct me if I'm wrong, which I've been once, I think. The first time you're in the portal, it's free, right? But supposedly the second time you transfer, you're supposed to sit out a year. But nobody's doing that right now.
I don't think they've approved that yet, have they?
Well, they took it to court and it got basically an extension on it, so still it's the same thing.
So as of now, I can play 4 straight years for 4 different teams, as it's set right now.
You probably could redshirt for 2 or 3 years with them, too. Play 5 games and then redshirt.
See, there's got to be so many kids in there now. It's got to be like a big Excel spreadsheet. What do they do? Like Magnet, speed 98, agility 94. Well, this is a kid we want.
It's NFL Combine, man.
How are you just looking at tape on 50 kids to pick one out of the portal? Or like we talked about last week, you can go from a solid Power 5 school to a lesser school. It's no guarantee once you go in the portal you're going to bounce out in a better circumstance for yourself.
Yes, I agree with that. And I think a lot of kids are figuring out, hey, this wasn't the best move to make. Well, you got Nick
they
Saban.
probably should have that option, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to change.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll have no problem with one portal. I mean, but...
One time?
Yeah, one time. I mean, that's fine. But after that, they should have to sit a year.
So what about the money?
You ain't stopping it now.
No, it's
right.
It's gone now, but...
In fact,
aren't they trying to regulate it now?
Well, hadn't somebody sued to let the school pay them now? I think that just went to court. Somebody's put in a lawsuit that the school should be paying them, not just boosters or whoever is away from the school's NIL, but the school should be paying them a certain amount of stipend.
With the argument of what? That they're an employee of the school?
I don't know. They're getting $60,000 a year scholarship.
How much money Alabama? I mean, think about how much money Alabama makes off football a year.
Yeah.
That's how the whole argument got started. Was look how much schools these generate off of these kids, and now the schools are still skating scot-free, and the money comes in from the outside. Yeah. So it's the schools still win technically.
Well, aren't you getting a pretty good deal if you're making $3.1 million a year and you don't have to spend a dime on your education, but that's not taxed? Shouldn't you have to? And if you're an employee of the school, that's a benefit that you would have to pay taxes on.
Well, here's the other thing.
But that's not happening right now.
Here's the other thing, too. You're talking about this, but then down the road, 3 or 4 years from now, with these non-revenue sports, if you're starting to pay all these non-revenue sports, from the school, all these non-revenue sports are going to be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have basketball.
Yep.
You're going to have, and basketball is probably, way less revenue sport than a lot of schools. If you take away, if you get these big power conferences where, a school like Louisiana Tech can't go in and play in Alabama and get $1 million payday, what are they going to do then?
You talk about all the other sports, go west. Like UCLA and USC, how many, they have men's volleyball, women's volleyball. I mean, all the sports they have out there. And if you're going to have to start putting a stipend to each kid you've got playing, that's a lot of money.
Well, I don't know if you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to get a stipend to all the athletes.
If they start giving one, I better believe then men's volleyball players, they're going to be complaining too.
Well, even as coming from a track coach, you just look at who's making the school money.
Right.
That's who gets paid.
But you have reason. A lot of these people don't.
But it's also more than talent. It's marketability. You had the twins from Miami. Marketable girls. I don't know how good they are. Olivia Dunn, at least she's a champion at LSU, but she's making millions.
Yeah. But
she's a gymnast.
But that's name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
That's not just getting $3.1 million,
right?
Because that's a going rate for college quarterbacks. That's coming from the consortiums that have money being funneled in by boosters, right? Mm-hmm. So when is this? Okay, the boosters now are having to pay the salaries of the players plus build these brand new stadiums.
Yep.
When's
when does it stop?
Yeah. Chip Kelly, did you hear his proposal? Basically, you're going to have you either opt in to – everybody's an independent in college football. And that's what he said. Why should UCLA and USC Olympic sports teams have to go to Rutgers for a volley. I'm
sure.
But that would be blowing up. I mean, I could see that.
I said take it even further. Just get rid of the whole NCAA umbrella for football. It's its own independent animal.
Yeah. Oh, it is. They don't follow the rule. I mean, they have nothing to do with the playoffs anyway.
Okay, so let me take this further because I've asked this question to athletic directors. I've asked everybody else. I really haven't, because I don't know how to answer it. So if we have all of this, why have college athletics? Isn't it a professional organization that we're running right now?
So you're saying have G League in football, just like they do in NBA basketball?
Because the schools would lose the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then the fact who would want to go watch the Alabama? You know, it's not associated with the school. I think that's the
Ron Mason would have nobody to cheer for in that case.
No, I mean, why would colleges provide athletics? Why should you? Is it because you want to have a professional football team or a professional basketball team so you can get money from donors? I mean,
but if you take,
I'm going back to the purest form, right?
Right.
Yeah, you're good. You're going to get a scholarship. You're going to go to the coolest places ever.
If you take the best, what is the NBA called? The G League now? It was the D League? What's the NBA called? The G League. If you take the best G League team, and right now nobody's watching them, and you put them in KU uniforms, they're going to be people watching them. If you take KU's team right now and put them in the G League in just G League uniform, nobody's watching.
So who's benefiting more? Are the athletes? How do they get their name?
Absolutely, both are. Their name's getting out there. Nobody's watching them in the G League.
But they're saying, well, the reason they're watching is because I'm playing for the school.
KU's going to have the same amount of people watching.
So how many people? Here's the question: how many people make it from the NBA? I mean, from college up, and from the G League up?
And there's not a bunch, no.
No one's going to watch the G League because
I watched the other day in my garage.
School, so aren't those athletes benefiting from the universities? Shouldn't they pay the universities for name, image, and likeness?
We put the G League on our garage the other day. Then we figured out we couldn't bet on it, so we cut it off.
Part of the tradition in college football, especially tradition-based, that's my school, those are my colors, that's my mascot. The fight song, huge, tailgating, you don't get that. The NFL, they get some rabid fans, and that's about the only professional sport like that. So your marketing comes from the fact that it is part of a school.
Absolutely.
Like, look at the SEC schools, the tradition there.
The tailgating
goes back to the school.
Tailgating down there, and even tailgating the K-State game's a blast. I mean,
yeah, I know, but where did that concept start? We'll give you a scholarship to come play for our school.
Well, the concept started in California, of course. Into the first one that improved to the NIL stuff.
Is that a way to bring talented individuals to your institution?
Yeah, because they took it to a circuit court, didn't they?
And it was a legitimate argument. First, you got these schools making tens, hundreds, millions of dollars, and you got a kid maybe getting, $30K a year scholarship, and they could be blowing out knees, head trauma.
Yep.
So it was, we owe the kids a little bit more, we're making all this money off them. But then the money came from the outside, that doesn't make sense. And then, so where does the money come from? It's our society. Look at our professional sports. Where does that money come from? Why are we paying cable bills, and then all the money goes to the top? Everything else in life, if you see an advertisement, that means it's free. But with professional sports, all this money goes in. So that's what happened with college. It's back in 1970, how much did a school make? They weren't making untold millions off of these TV rights. So it's a funnel effect.
And that's what really elevated the big dollars. I mean, your ticket prices have gone up, but Michigan's been having 100,000 people come to every home game for 40 years now.
This is a concept that still goes on quite a bit. Okay. I played college football. I paid to play, right? I mean, Tabor College, I got $500 a semester.
I didn't quite cover the did it.
Well, back in your day, it probably did cover most of it.
But I like playing. It was fun.
Yeah, that's just like in track. I mean, there's 12.6 scholarships for Division I men's teams, and obviously I wasn't on a full ride, and
right.
You spent 4 years running 80, 90 miles a week. I mean, you could do a lot of other things than running 80, 90 miles a week, but I love to run. I mean, I love to compete and that kind of thing. So
look at Aaron Clark. I mean, he went to Emporia State. He wasn't on a full ride. He was smart. He got a lot of academic money with that because it's like 36 scholarships, and it's like there's That's their salary cap, right? That's how much you get. You had a good year last year. We're going to raise you up. You're going to get .24 scholarship.
Well, and it's strange if you look. Yeah, I went to the Missouri Valley Championships at Wichita State track meet. Like 6 people in the stands. How can you possibly say everybody on that field deserved even $200 because they sure weren't bringing it in? But if you look at Nebraska's volleyball team, I know the football's still bringing in 90,000, but those volleyball girls are going to up the ante pretty soon. But you can't say the same thing at USTA down in Texas. Exactly. So
I mean, how many does Texas draw?
Yeah,
They're
so
the national champion.
You go to a Division I, Texas San Antonio. Yeah, how many people are watching their volleyball team? So it becomes just a ploy to go to Nebraska because you're more marketable just by going there. So you do at some point need some level of regulation to kind of level the playing field.
But then you bring in, we got to take who's going to represent the kids. Okay, that means you're a union. Okay, to be a union, you have to be an employee.
Oh, Pandora's
an employee of who? Are you the employee of the school? Okay, that's pretty good benefits. Okay, we flew you here. Okay, you get tutors. You get your meals. Okay, and your education. Okay, and if you go to Stanford, what's that probably a year? 40?
Oh, wait.
Probably 80.
I mean, Baylor's $60,000 a year for out-of-stater. So you figured Stanford's got to be more than that.
When's the next headline going to be? Okay, this guy's he's out of the bowl game, not because he opted out, is because he's been indicted for tax evasion.
Where's the rule that said he had to pay? I'm pushing for transparency. Where did the money come from exactly? And pay your taxes. $3.1 million. Pay your taxes.
I'm sure the more boys at SMU a few years back are looking at transparency.
Oh, and I'm sure
they were doing exactly what they were doing, man.
Well, just think about how much this money's going underneath the table now. I mean,
it's still yeah.
I mean, they're getting paid cash.
Yeah,
I guarantee you.
The one good thing out of it is that some of these kids, and I look at it more from a basketball standpoint, because they leave too early sometimes to go to the NBA. So we're staying now.
Absolutely. They make more money.
Got some money. Yeah. Hunter Dickinson even may stay another year now, he's talking about, because he's making, $3 million a year?
He can stay another year?
He's talking about it. Yeah, he was a COVID guy, too. We ought about be done with the COVID guys, but he actually has another year of eligibility, and he's talking about maybe staying now.
What were the COVID rules? I mean, how many extra years did you get?
Oh, Kirby Defenbush still running.
He was a year ahead of my daughter.
So how do the rules work, Lyle? I mean, okay,
I know he redshirted a year.
You get an extra one.
He redshirted a year and had a COVID year. He's gonna have his doctorate degree.
6.
Yeah, 6 years. 6 years.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, we're gonna continue. Interesting discussion. And think about it. Why do we have college athletics? Okay, you guys all brought up good points, but. Okay, we'll have more after this.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Barton Community College helped me get a jump start on college with early college opportunities. With Barton's help, I earned my degree at the same time I graduated from high school. You can take classes on campus, online, and even at your high school with teachers you already know. With tuition rates starting at $50 per credit hour for select Kansas high school audiences and scholarship opportunities, it is easier than ever. Barton Community College helped me get one step closer to my dream, and it can help you too. Learn more at highschool.bartoncccc.edu.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
I had a young gal come in the other day who has been having chronic back pain. Did a session just helping her to understand her pain, not understanding her back, but teaching her how her nervous system works. And just that knowledge just calmed her down so much. She came back in this morning, huge smile on her face, and she was so excited to learn more. It was a blast.
Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
Venture Corporation is a homegrown company with almost 50 years of experience in asphalt, paving, and construction, and they need equipment operators, mechanics, and CDL drivers. Venture offers many benefits, including 401k and Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. Call Leslie for all the details. Work for a family-owned and family-oriented company that is here today and will be here in the future. Venture Corporation, South Highway 281, Great Bend, is an equal opportunity employer.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Sports Day also brought to you by Venture Corporation, reminding you to help a neighbor shop local when you can. Eller Automotive Repair, local mechanic. You ever have your mechanic that's your guy?
Eller's a hell of a guy.
Yeah, but it's your guy. He knows. It's like your doctor. Yeah. He knows that you've got a piece of crap, so he's.
Yeah. He knows when you stand up. We just got to work with that.
Right. So you told me you can't call your piece of crap because you park in the garage. I mean, you ain't had no scrape warning in the morning. You park in the garage.
It wasn't in the garage on July 16th when those beach ball size hail came down and put a hole in Big Red. But no, it's your guy. He knows your car. Eller Automotive Repair.
But I think that's a lost art.
What's that?
The mechanics know your car.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because we have all these big things, not just Great Bend, especially the big cities. I mean,
but also anymore, your car, you just pull it out, throw it away, and put a new one in. It's not like it used to be also.
Did you change the oil in your car?
Do I change my own oil?
Did you used to?
No, never. I don't even know how to do it. I barely know how to put water in it.
Just in the gas tank, huh? Yeah, not in the gas part. You don't put water.
I can put gas in it, but I'm talking about the water for the windshield wiper.
Has she ever changed your oil?
A long time ago, but I learned a long time ago I'm not very mechanically inclined, so it was easier for me to have somebody do it first as opposed to me doing it. But I tried
a wrench on the
drain pan?
Yeah, and you dripped it out, and then you put it back in. You screwed the filter off. You put it back in. You could even change spark plugs. Now it's like they got to tear your engine out.
And you can't find a spark plug.
Well, I changed the light in my wife's car. Now that was an act of Congress. I mean, you had to go underneath the wheel, and you put your hand. Luckily, I have a little hand. You had to barely get it in there.
Yep.
And I didn't even put the cap back on there. I was like, I ain't putting that thing back on there.
Do you know what you're doing? You're describing why we have college sports. Look how much society has changed just in the time that you guys have had cars. Now it's just easier to take it somewhere else. Somebody's happy to do it for you for an affordable price. So you take that to college, and things have changed since 1950. It's not a regional game anymore.
How old do you think we are?
I'm just saying.
Look at you making a little.
But if you're asking why we have college sports, think about 1950. I'm a good football player. How cool it would have been to play for your state school. Your college probably has a little budget, little staffing.
Yeah.
They're not going to go nationwide 16 times a year to recruit other players. They're going to go regional. But then as more money got interested in the game, better modes of transportation, better coaching staffs, now travel. We can travel anywhere, everywhere. All of a sudden, it's a...
Well, why don't we have a G League then?
But the traditions
stuck around. Watch it.
There's no loyalty to it. Nobody's built up those brands to the level that we've had 50, 60 years to build up these universities with our fight songs, our colors. Think of just what Bill Snyder did by making the Power Cat.
Well, now we just looked at an Iowa Hawkeye and turned it upside down. And
Yeah, you just look at the mirror and backwards. Yeah, that wasn't very hard.
But you know, I don't know the G League people, but I know when I see a Power Cat, hey, it's one of my K-State guys. That's a brand.
The Rock Chalk Chant.
And yeah, we know all the fight songs, even the ones we don't like. Bishop Carroll, Notre Dame, think through the...
Okay, this is kind of off straight with a fight song, but Osage City's fight song is Anchors Away. Everybody knows. I don't get it. I was at a game that one time and they started playing Anchors Away. Yeah, this is our school fight song.
Well, if you're going to take us off path here, I just want to ask. So if the check engine light comes on, you just ignore it?
I got it. Mine's on right now. I called my nephew up. My nephew came over, plugged that little thing in there, and I told him what's wrong with it.
It ain't important. We can drive.
No, exactly.
At the store?
Yeah. Oh, it's like $6,000. He's a mechanic. So it's one of my sensors are bad. He's like, well, you can keep driving, or I could reset it. It might not come. I said, I'll reset it. So he's like, it might not come on for like another 6 months. Well, I fired the old truck this morning, or come up here. Guess what's on? The old check engine light.
I've got some sensors that have been bad for a while.
Especially you talking about your truck or you?
Not me. You don't need to plug anything into me to figure that out.
Especially on the new cars, you got the generic check engine. Because if something really goes wrong, you got 18 other lights that'll go on and tell you tires are low.
Well, then, like if it's bad, it may blink or something. Yeah, I don't.
Yes, he supposedly it turns a different color and starts blinking if it's really bad.
Yeah.
But it
does. He's right. Yeah. It's
really?
Like, yeah. It's supposed to like
it blinks or it turns like a red. Mine's like a yellow.
You know,
there's levels of.
Wait, so got a possible problem here. Somebody told me the other day they saw some kids out running on the edge of town. a little concerned about this pickup following him. Maybe a creeper. It was Lashley. You got to get that thing up to highway speed on occasion. You can't just coast through.
Do you mean it sounds like the police called Nellywood for following kids? And they would be like, no, that's Coach. That's Coach. I had the little red Dakota. Dakota. No, that's Coach. Nobody seems to care around here.
Yeah, that's like when we show up at a town, we're there early till we can't get to the high school, so we drive around town in a van to see what the town is, and there's kids coming home from school, and here's 5 dudes in this van driving around.
Tinted windows.
Yeah,
with free Wi-Fi. Ice cream cones, kids.
So why do you need a check engine light?
Why do you need it?
Well, again, I'm going to throw it because if it's a sensor out.
I mean, how many sensors are on a truck? I mean, there got to be a ton.
I have no idea.
Well, if your blinker doesn't work, you know it doesn't work.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It starts speeding up, doesn't it? Doesn't like you turn on.
Yeah, it
goes faster.
Yeah, and if your engine gets hot, then you got that temperature gauge thing.
I think that way you'd have the flashing light then. A little flashing check engine light would come flashing at you.
But you don't need a check engine light.
Nobody wants to look over to the left because it doesn't light up or highlight it.
Nothing tells me when my headlight or tail light are out, though, until the cop stops you.
How long do you go with the seatbelt ding going?
The what?
Seatbelt ding.
I don't even.
Does that
If you
fade
go
away?
behind your back and click it, it don't go off.
Yeah, but if it's constant, that you have to do that. But if it just does it 4 or 5 times,
I make it down in the block.
I go about a half block, and if I'm with Steve, and he gives me a dirty stare.
Why?
Yeah, that was that way. I keep moving it, don't I?
Why would you?
He's looking for his hair.
If you went to all the work to pull your seatbelt behind you and click it, why don't you just put it on?
I drive a motorcycle. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to pretend like I'm on a motorcycle.
I'm not going to fasten my seat. Okay, good, because I've got mine on, but you're going to be hurled across the car and tear my head off with your hip.
See, that's Steve's philosophy. He didn't worry about me. He's worried about me
My
flying
uncle died when I was
in.
in high school because he didn't have a seatbelt on, so I always wear my seatbelt. So
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Okay, we'll get back to what we were originally talking about here in a moment. Why do we have college sports?
Why do we not wear seatbelts?
No, Pandora's box. Marzoff brought up a good thing. So what do we do about it? We've got
Well,
some of the
close it
finest
now.
minds in America. We'll address it when we come back.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Century 2 Auditorium.
Wait.
Many.
How is Cheap Trick opening for Journey? I mean, shouldn't Journey open for Cheap Trick?
Oh, they should, but Journey was huge. I mean, through the roof.
Cheap Trick had 2 songs.
But what
that
about
was one of them right there.
Name the lead singer of Cheap Trick.
That's a good point. Steve
Jethro
Perry.
Tull.
Yeah.
Well, and the guitar player.
Neil Sean.
Yeah.
So when we went to Billy Joel this summer, Billy Joel, Stevie Nicks, who opens for who?
Billy's the headliner there.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I agree Stevie's better, but...
Oh, no, she's a
who's way
backup
more
singer.
popular? Way more
She's
popular.
a backup singer.
No,
Billy
she
Joel's way
had,
more popular.
she had one album that was outstanding. That's after she got out of that,
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was good after Beyonce covered it.
She's probably she's one of my top 3 favorite female singers ever.
Oh, unbelievable. She still sounds great.
Yeah,
she
right.
still sounded amazing.
Pat Benatar?
Nancy Wilson's probably the best female singer ever.
Oh, I agree. Have you ever heard?
She can get
Have you
after.
heard her Stairway to Heaven version?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
that is the most unbelievable version
yeah.
ever.
I mean, she can get after. She's probably my favorite female singer, and I don't know. Stevie Nicks maybe second. Pat Benatar's up there. Yeah.
Taylor Swift doesn't count.
Sports Day today brought to you by the Marmy Auto Group. Ron, thanks for letting us come on the air to the Street of Great Bend. Also by Equity Bank, your hometown sports partner. Okay, let's take it all the way to high school. Okay? Why do we have high school sports?
Well, makes you, first of all, makes you, the real reasons, makes you a better person.
Right.
I mean, if I didn't have high school track, I would have never graduated from college. Honestly. And then, I mean, community-wise.
It's a much easier question for high school.
Yeah.
Everything high school sports and high school
Because
activities
you're learning
do for you.
competition, winning.
But when does NIL hit high school?
It probably already has, hasn't it?
Aren't they talking about it in some states? Missouri was one of them, wasn't there?
Well, how many
how
many 5A schools can win a state title? 2.
Well, then we get, NFHS
Well,
has
that's
said they
recruiting,
will
yeah.
not allow that. But
what's to stop them, really? I mean, if
who's out? No, there's like 48 states are in the NFHS. Texas is in their own. They're not. They're not part of it.
they're not, and probably California.
I think it was the California.
California's got to be the other one.
Okay.
And I guarantee California will be the first one to have NIL for high school.
Probably so. Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier Pandora's. So what do we do with college athletics? I mean, Mike brings up a great point. You've got to have someone in control of the thing. I mean,
how do you
there's so many
legislate
things
anything? It's a nasty process. It's not efficient, but you got to have it. It starts ground level. You just got to have rules, and then you weed them out as if they're bad. But
do you cap an NIL deal?
How?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Do you cap it?
The schools doing it.
But who are you
I
going to
know.
negotiate with? Are you negotiating with the players? Okay, well, that means you're going to a union. Which, okay, to have a union, then you have to.
I don't see how it stops. I don't see how it stops.
I mean, you're never. It's never going to be a level playing field. If you take all the small schools, they're never going to be able to afford the same.
Oh no, right?
Deal there, and if you say, okay, well, then every football player gets $100,000 a year. I mean, some of those small schools have a very hard time paying 90 kids $100,000 a year, and then the bigger schools be like $100,000 a year. That's it, you know.
But I mean, truly, you think about the old Wild West. No rules. This kind of things happen. Out of those systems, you got better systems, and then a little better. At some point, it became laughably inefficient. Yeah. But at least you tried, and you would fix problems as they came up. Right now, it is the Wild West with seemingly no.
It's going to be a while.
policing.
Yeah, I don't see any end up.
And to go on what your original point was, Lyles, bowl games are dead. I mean, they've got to be. I mean,
but they'll only be dead if somebody stops making money. And the way they'll stop making money is if the people lose interest, which we're doing because we don't even know who's playing.
It goes back to what you said earlier, the TV rights. If the ESPN starts paying for those bowls, then they're definitely done.
but they'll still pay because they've got to have something to fill
And there's no
fill their airwaves. So
there's
they'll
no
always-
Blue Bonnet Bowl anymore. Fiesta, it's like the Hubbard Wills
God, you do
logo,
go back.
whatever.
Remember the
thing.
Blue Bonnet Bowl.
But if
Nice.
ESPN and these schools are going to make money, they'll throw 60 strangers out there.
Why not having NIT for football? Have 16-team playoffs, 2 16-team playoffs. Have NIT.
Well, someone might get hurt.
Okay, so if I've got an NIL and I don't want to play in a bowl game, and the guy paying me says, "Hey, you have reneged on my deal. Can I have some of my money back?"
That's what we do on the show, fellas.
NIL and lump sum.
Pandora's box.
I mean, seriously, if I, if my guy, if I own.
That's why you wear headphones. Back tomorrow talking about the most